Hello, teachers, and those of you in lesser professions. This is Teaching with Chad, and I am going to be talking about a common problem nowadays, and that's students coming into school with misinformation in their hands and in their heads. There's a lot of propaganda out there, misinformation, disinformation, urban myths, AI-generated content. So today I want to go over some ways in which we can muddle our way through that and effectively bust myths. Now, normally the old school solution is I would just tell the students, oh, go to Snopes. Snopes will say whether this picture or story was real or not, and they will straighten you out. But of course, Snopes came around in the 1990s, not really keeping pace with everything else that's going on. So there's other websites as well, but it's kind of unrealistic to go and check all 10 of these to see if a particular claim has been debunked. Here's a situation that I came across, which I think is pretty common. You'll have students say, oh, here, I brought this picture in from the Army's 250th birthday, and it shows the big parade that Donald Trump had that coincided with his birthday, coincidentally, and here are all these people that are celebrating this. And you look at the photo and you just have an intrinsic feeling like there's something just not right about the photo, but you have trouble breaking it down. What exactly is wrong with that? What you can do with the free version of ChatGPT is take the photograph or the meme and you drag it on over the chat window, and in just plain English say, I found this picture. Is it of the Army's 250th birthday party, which was on June 12th or something in 2025? And if not, where did the picture come from? And the generation from the free version will come out and kind of state the obvious here. And this is the things that the students will become misinformed from, that it is a celebration, that it is in America because there's American flags, and that it's an M1 Abrams tank. Okay. And that it possibly could be a military parade from June of 2025. As you continue to read down the chat, you'll see here, though, that it points out that the motorcade wasn't really like motorcades are now. The street lights are different from how they are now 30 years later from the Gulf War, and that the M1 is painted a desert camouflage and not a woodland camouflage. So according to the best assessment of ChatGPT, the free version, it is not from the Army's 250th birthday. If you want to go even deeper and you have a paid version of ChatGPT, you can go to O3, and you do this by going to the top of the chat window and deselecting the default and going to O3. And this will take longer. It's more of an analysis. So I put the same question in as I did for the free version, and it took just about a minute for it to come up with this, which pointed out the clothing, that the street is Constitution Avenue, and the buildings we're looking at in that picture are of the IRS building and the Commerce building, and that it is not most definitely from 2 weeks ago. It has a big breakdown there. Now, a lot of people say, well, ChatGPT just wants to be your friend. It's going to give you information as you would like it, and that this is just a hallucination that it's giving you. It's telling you logically what it thinks you want to hear. And that certainly happens, and you need to be aware of that. However, you'll also notice in the chat window that there's a place down there for sources, and if you click on that, and you can scroll on through, there's about 15 different sources, including YouTube videos and reputable news organizations. And that's how Chad came up with this conclusion. It's there, and then you could also go on over here to the chat window again and say, please cite your sources with hyperlinks so that I can look at the veracity of your claims. And that information is there. So another example here, this one has been around for quite a while. This is a bicycle in a tree. And what I find so astoundingly amazing is that by just uploading a picture and say, give me the story behind this particular picture, it will come out with very detailed information. So ChatGPT went to a publication called the Vashon Beachcomber on Vashon Island in Washington State and found the story about an 8-year-old boy who left that bicycle in the tree after he didn't like it. It was too small for him, and turned out that is completely true. And I know that's true. I don't even need to check the source because the source is my uncle. He's the one that left the bicycle in the tree. But it's been circulating around the internet quite a bit in past years about how a World War I soldier actually left the bicycle in the tree and he never came back from the war, and the bicycle was eaten by the tree, another casualty of the Great War. So, complete falsehood, but here we've got it. Okay, so with everything else, what I highly suggest is that you go analog first before you go digital. So bring the picture out and ask the students, why do you think this is June of 2025 and not some other time period? And you should get out of them that, they're wearing shorts, and in Washington, D.C., it was a rainy day at the time, so people were not wearing the same type of clothes, wore a lot of neon, things like that. Try to bring out all of the information from the students first, and then at that point, go from analog to digital and use ChatGPT to give a more detailed and nuanced understanding of the photograph, verifying it, debunking it, and in any case, giving you more information about it. That's all I got for you today. This has been Teaching with Chad. I would like for you to like and subscribe. More videos are on the way.